Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House, and welcome to Walk In Angel Ariel's weekly wisdom for this upcoming week of May 22nd through May 28th, 2022. My name is Claire Candy Hoff, and my name is also Angel Ariel, as I had an angelic walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003. I'd like to welcome back my loyal subscribers and thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing to the channel, as it really does help my channel to grow. And for those who are finding the Claire Candy Hoff YouTube channel for the very first time, let me share a little bit about myself. Through my full-time business, Angel Healing House, for the past 19 years as I created it in 2003, I'm a Reiki master teacher, having taught and attuned hundreds and hundreds of Reiki practitioners and master teachers around the world. I'm an intuitive, a clairvoyant, a psychic tarot card reader. I also do past life healings, ancestral clearings, and also twin flame energetic reconnections. That's whether your twin flame is on the earth plane with you in this incarnation, or perhaps they've remained across the veil. And once we connect with them energetically, they can help to guide and give us direction and clarity for our lives. They can even help us find a beautiful love. I'm also the author of several #1 Amazon international best-selling books. And I'd like to remind everyone that during the rest of this month, May 2022, that Angel Healing House is commemorating or celebrating its 19th year anniversary. And to celebrate, I'm offering specially discounted 25% off of all of my services, which include intuitive counseling, angel tarot card reading, past life clearings, ancestral healings, and those twin flame reconnection sessions. Initial client sessions are normally $333, but until May 31st, 2022, they are now only $250. And returning client sessions that are normally $222 are now only $165. But to take advantage of this anniversary special, the sessions must be paid for by May 31st, 2022, but they can be booked at a later date. If you are interested and want to take advantage of this discount, please do phone Angel Healing House on 831-277-3716. And do remember that's Pacific Standard Time, as we are in beautiful Santa Monica, California. Or please go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. All the information, along with how you can donate to my PayPal account for my free content, is in the description box below, how to get a hold of me. So here on Walk In Angel Ariel's Weekly Wisdom, we do go to the Oracle cards for additional messages. But before we go to that, we are going to look into the celestial heavens into the planetary energies that are affecting all of us. We are still experiencing a powerful combination of energies from the Scorpio full moon and its full lunar eclipse. Just because that date passed by does not mean that we're not under its energies. These completion energies are bringing an end to a cycle for us to start a new chapter in our lives. Please remember that these energies are helping us to surrender and release anything that no longer serves us, and they will continue working throughout the rest of the month. But the energies of these eclipse energies and that Scorpio full moon will become less and less as the month progresses. Now, I previously mentioned on my Angel Healing House blog talk radio show that airs every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, now in its 11th and a half year, that this total lunar eclipse was a south node eclipse. And south node eclipses are concerned with consequences of past actions and of clearing past karma. In some cases, in order to clear karma, This will occur through experiencing losses of relationships, perhaps losses of jobs. But the posse of angels, my angelic family, is assuring us that these losses are necessary, for they will create space for a karmic payout, a karmic payback with new relationships, new locations, and new job, careers, or opportunities that are of a much higher matching resonance to our elevated consciousness at the moment. Because we are in a time of destined karmic energies, the result of this is totally out of our control. Remember, therefore, we do not have to push, force, or control anything happening. Eclipses help us to bring our lives into alignment and remind us of our purpose being here in this incarnation. If we are truly on our path, eclipses can result in miraculous, magical synchronicities that bring in amazing new opportunities and very physical, tangible, destined payouts. Now, following the powerful South Node eclipse, activating the clearing of all past karma, the collective now find themselves in a void. And the posse of angels are whispering to me. They're quick to add that each of us co-created this void with spirit in order to accomplish this clearing. So don't blame anybody and don't see yourself as a victim. During this current holding pattern of addressing and clearing past life karma, we have to feel the disappointment. We have to feel the despair, the grief, and the pain of past events in order to transmute it. And this is causing many to experience bouts of crying, feeling emotionally empty and abandoned. While we are going through this, it may be helpful to know that this is all for a good cause. For this is preparing the collective to step into a brand new timeline and a new cycle of our lives. And we do not want to bring and drag any of our unresolved karma into our new journey. And because it is karmic and because it is out of our control, it's advisable to not fight against it, but rest and allow the energies to move through you. Today, May 21st, it's birthday time again, when the sun will be entering Gemini. Happy birthday to all you twin signs out there. And with the energies moving from the earthly, grounded, practical energies of Taurus, we now can embrace the new air sign that opens us up to be open-minded, curious to consider new insights, new ideas, welcoming the collaboration of ideas and doing things in brand new ways. And with the sun entering Gemini, it conjuncts Mercury in its current state of retrograde. Now, this harmonious coming together energy is huge. It's huge for anyone who has a writing project or projects to do with the media, as there will be an amazing celestial opportunity to put them in motion and action now. The posse of angels are saying, yes, and this will come about at the end of May, at the death knell, somewhere around that new moon or the May 30th mark. Now, this very powerful time of being stripped of anything that is no longer in energetic resonance with our soul's highest destiny, along with the integration of higher frequencies, well, it's getting us ready for a major event that will be occurring on planet Earth. The posse of angels is sharing that even though there were those in the collective who were ready for this major event to happen at a much earlier time, we had to wait for a groundswell of humans to raise their consciousness and to wake up. It was this massive awakening that has occurred over the past 2 years that created the high frequencies needed to support this event and bring it into physical manifestation. Now, the posse of angels and I are being reminded of the harmonic convergence that occurred in 1987 when, according to many prophecies like Nostradamus, we as a planet were on a trajectory to annihilate ourselves through nuclear wars. But by 1987, there were enough people on the planet that had raised their consciousness to a high enough level, and it was their energy which acted like a tipping point to change the course of planet Earth to where we find ourselves today. With many having ascended and elevated their frequencies to experience life in the higher dimensional realms, they are no longer existing in the third dimension of giving their freedoms away, and they are doing this by reclaiming their powerful, sovereign, multidimensional, divine, eternal natures to make their own choices, to choose for themselves. Whether this event occurs, as some people are saying, as an amazing solar flash, some people are saying the announcement of a notable person's death will trigger this main event, or the very visible public landing of our benevolent, loving galactic family, this event, and it might probably be all three of them, will not go unnoticed. For those of us who have known about this, we will be tearfully elated, and there will be others who will be in complete shock and surprise. But the posse of angels and I wish everyone to know that there's nothing that will stop this from happening, because there has been so much darkness that has been eradicated from the planet, like the elimination of the bioweapon factories in Ukraine that were hidden for so long, and they were on course to destroy humanity. After being shrouded and kidnapped in darkness, planet Earth and its inhabitants can finally be free to join the Galactic Federation of Worlds and to live peacefully. Now, please know that there is nothing that can stop this. This is God's will, and your vibrational frequencies within will determine where you will reside. How about that? Now, as a result of this event, there'll be many, those who have longed to go home to the planets and the star systems, who will have the opportunity for the fulfillment of that wish to be granted. If you are in this category, just think back over the many years, and you might have prayed to the heavens, please, I just want to go home. This is not my home. Now, then there will be others whose next mission and next calling will be to stay on planet Earth, and they'll want to stay because they'll want to become the leaders and the teachers who will collaborate and help to build the new systems and structures to replace those that were built solely on corruption, deceit, lies, just for profit, greed, causing many harm and death. And with this corruption occurring in almost every facet of human life, in the medical system, the indoctrinating educational system, our banking system, our healthcare, the food and drugs that we were assured would be safe to ingest and eat by the Food and Drug Administration, the World Health Organization, the pharmaceutical companies, the National Institute of Health, and they were actually poisoning us with things like thalidomide, mercury, opioids, aluminum, talcum, artificial sweeteners, GMOs, fluoride, glyphosates, just to name a few things. Oh, and my two favorites were the demonization of cannabis with its extraordinary healing properties, along with hiding the truth about all natural cancer preventions that one could do to improve their immune system, like taking B17, which prevents cancer and can be found in apricot kernels. But of course, the Food and Drug Administration banned them in the 60s because they contained what they called minute traces of arsenic, and they took the licenses away from any doctors who prescribed them. Kind of sounds familiar with other long-used, extremely effective, Nobel Prize-winning respective drugs that were demonized over the past 2 years, and the doctors who prescribed them had their licenses taken away. Now, for those who remain on planet Earth, there is much work And there's great collaboration, partnership, and teamwork to be had that will occur in order to start building and rebuilding of these new systems and structures in order to create a new planet of light. Then there will be those with their free will who will choose to live on the dark side. And because of divine benevolence, they too will be given an opportunity to turn to the light in order to remain on planet Earth, for Earth's light will no longer support any lower dimensional frequencies to remain here after the event. Now, do please know that everything is happening on schedule and that everyone will receive the help and support that they need to make this extraordinary transition. This support and help will be also available for light workers, who will be the leaders and the teachers to be able to help others along their path of ascension. The Earth and those in the Galactic Federation of Worlds have waited for a very long time for this blessed event. Those who are conscious of keeping their energies high and bright and clear, non-judgmental, loving, joyful, positive, and balanced, well, we'll have a much easier time when the event does occur. The posse of angels wish to remind us all that this void that we are currently in is preparing us for what is to come. And while the posse of angels rarely, if ever, mention timing, as so much depends on the vibrational frequency of humanity's collective energy, just like the tipping point of consciousness that was reached in 1987, they are saying that with the way consciousness is exponentially speeding up and rising at this moment in time, that between now and the summer solstice, if it stays this way, between now and the summer solstice on June 21st, 2022, well, it looks to be like all systems go for the event to occur if things don't change. Buckle up, ready or not. It is an amazing time to be here on planet Earth. So, let's go to the cards for some additional messages. I went to one of my favorite decks here, which is Oracle of Mystical Moments. And the card that popped out was this one. And this one is a number 25, Protective Nest. It's number 7. So let's just have a look at this card. She's got a bird's nest on her head, and there's a bird there with eggs in the nest. And she even is incubating a very large egg under her feathered dress. So what's this one about? It's Protective Nest. Number 7 is always the number of doing the work of the divine. But with it being Protective Nest, it is telling us that the meaning of this word is about nurturing. It's a card of incubating, which just about sums up the collective where we find ourselves at the moment. With the tremendous energies that flooded in as the result of the Scorpio full blood moon and the total lunar eclipse, many are being rocked as they desperately try to integrate these energies, which are altering our physical bodies. And, it might feel like you've been hit by a Mack truck, but this is releasing grief, whether from this incarnation or grief stored in our cellular memory. Now, this has caused many to experience near constant headaches, migraine-like in their nature, deep muscular pain, accelerated dehydration, feeling excessive dryness, feeling spaced out, disoriented, extreme fatigue, exhaustion. Some even speak about noticing a reality timeline shift. Now, the more we can hydrate, I can highly recommend taking salt baths to ease the deep muscle aches. Eat very lightly, ground ourselves in nature. Do not fight against it. The easier it will be to integrate these energies in order to feel better. Hence, like the card is advising, go go into protective mode. Treat yourself like an egg that is being nourished and protected, and do everything you can to protect, nurture, and nourish and bolster your energies. So that's a wonderful, wonderful reminder. Now, the next deck that they had me go to was this one. It's a lovely deck. This is Sacred Denise Lynn, the Sacred Forest Oracle deck. Beautiful deck, this one. Thank you so much, Denise Lynn, for your lovely cards. So when I went to this deck, it was interesting because 4 cards came out. And I usually, make an exception and take 2. But when I went to put them back into the deck, the posse of angels said, no, take all 4, because what they are is they're a little story that you're going to tell everyone. So I said, okay. So the first card that came out was this one. Passage. Standing stones, and its message is passage. Their message is that we as a collective signed up to participate in this massive time of change. And we are transitioning from one stage of our lives to another. This is a voyage of not only our soul's journey, but of our hearts. Have courage and know that you are divine, you are eternal, and that above all, you're safe. This incubation time is getting us ready to set our sails and to be ready when we will be shown how to step onto our next sacred journey. So it really is a time of passage, and for you to treat it as such. Don't see it as an inconvenience. See it as you leveling up, because up until now, it has been our consciousness that has been raised and raised and raised, elevated, heightened. Many of us are living in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and higher dimensions with our consciousness, but our bodies need to catch up. And now it's that passage where we're physically going from carbon-based to crystalline. And it is painful for a lot of people. Don't fight against it. Work with it as best you can. So that is the passage that we're going through. The next card, the second card that came out to help us, was the reflecting pool, stillness. During this time, it's imperative to be still, for that is where your power can come from and your power can emerge. With so much integration of energies being done in this void time, tap into your inner witness and just be the observer as to what is going on. At this time, when so much of the collective is transmuting grief, either from this incarnation or from past incarnations, and I just spoke with a client this morning, and they said they keep tapping in, and they have done everything possible in their life. They've forgiven, they love everyone unconditionally. And I said, what I'm getting is that you are helping the collective to transmute. That's how powerful you are. But we need to resist the temptation to indulge in feeling put upon, feeling like victims, feeling like we're in overwhelm and we don't know why this is happening to us. By staying in the present moment and choosing this stillness, choosing this reflection, we'll be able to discern what is truth and what is real for us now. And we can only do that once we are firmly ensconced in the present moment. So there you go. The passage, what's going to help it is stillness. The third card in the story is Pine Spirit, Purification. Look at that beautiful snow that is washing everything clean. It's assuring us that our energy field through all of this is being cleared of all that no longer resonates with our elevated heightened energies. Pine oil is used in many rituals because it's an antiseptic and it's antibacterial. It's used for protection and cleansing. Now, during this time, it's important to cleanse our bodies and our environment. Perfect things to do, which are during a Mercury retrograde. To clean our auric fields, once again, Epsom salt baths are highly recommended. Before we step into a new cycle, it is essential to let go of all the things that are old and past their use-by dates, even if this includes relationships, disrespectful jobs, poor eating habits, negative, destructive, fear-based thoughts, spending time with your free will, watching low vibrational energy, fear-based things like the mainstream media on TV. By surrendering what no longer supports us, we make room for a brighter, shinier, clear channel of light for us to not only operate from, but to shine out to the world. So it's a great time of purification here. You can see the story in this. That's why all four of these cards, the light just came on, brighter. The card of passage. They know we're going through this enormous passage for our physical bodies to reach the same level as our consciousness, which is elevated and heightened in those higher dimensional frequencies. And the only way to go through this is through that stillness, is through that reflection. It's that quiet time of purification for us. Okay, and so the last card that came out gave me a bit of a giggle because it's Daffodil Fairy. It's new beginnings, and this one is a 10. And the 10 is a 1 card, which is about new beginnings, fresh starts. And daffodils are one of the first flowers to emerge and show its courage, its strength, and bravery to break through the frozen ground of winter as it heralds a new season, a new cycle coming. The appearance of this card is to wipe our slate clean. Please, release the old so that you can start anew. Wholeness occurs when we can say yes to both endings and new beginnings. Now, the Daffodil card is assuring us that after this very trying period of purification, there'll be a resurgence of vitality and renewed strength at the end of May going into June. Hang in there. If you feel like you're overwhelmed, that's the time to just be peaceful. Ground yourself in nature. Take salt baths. Listen to beautiful music. Don't put great expectations on yourself. You are transmuting so much, if not from this incarnation, grief from this incarnation, or past incarnations. And my clients who do have past life clearings and ancestral healings will see where that grief is coming from, and it helps them tremendously to finally be able to release it. So that is the story of those 4 cards. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Posse of Angels, so much. Let's finish this reading with 8 postcards from Spirit, the lovely Colette Baron Reed. And this one popped out. And on the back, it says, "Celebrate life. Dearest, wonderful you. To help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, like magic seed pods in a basket, glowing with infinite potential. You might take this time, just take time out during this purification time, to imagine all your wishes and desires in a beautiful golden basket, like seed pods. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some may bring you too much attention and invite negative reactions from others? Well, if that were the case, I wouldn't have put my face on a book in 2016 that says, I am an angelic walk-in, the autobiography of Angel Ariel. And I really didn't care what anybody else thought. I was going to be as authentic and honest and transparent as possible. And I was invited on 300 plus interviews to be able to speak about my angelic experience. So ask yourself, are you afraid? Are you afraid of bringing too much attention to yourself and possibly people not liking what you're saying? Is change going to be too daunting for you? Maybe you're going to be given with this new path. Maybe you're going to be given too much responsibility with new positions, that new offers we step in, come new responsibilities. Are you afraid to stretch and to grow? Let yourself be led forward and let those seeds in that golden basket of positive attention take to the wind. Every time I take my walks and I see a dandelion ready with its little thistles, I pick it and I blow it, and I put my focus and attention on those wishes taking flight. Your desires count because you're worthy of them. What is yours will always be yours. And if you are to experience it in this lifetime, there's nothing that can stop this from happening. Your desires are essential for co-creating your world. Did you ever consider that when a desire comes from deep, deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways that you possibly can't ever imagine. We know you and love you so deeply, and we are so happy to support you. One of the things I always say is, Spirit knows us better than we know ourselves. And that's why they set up and connect us with the people that we need in the scenarios that we need to experience for our soul's growth, for not only the greatest good of ourselves, but the greatest good of all concerned. Let's finish off with a little magic, making magic. Oh, let me see what those are. Those just jumped out of the box. Hang on. Okay. Okay, if they come out again, we're going to look at them. While I'm shuffling, I hope you're well where you are. I hope in the Southern Hemisphere you are not getting hit by too much early winter. I have lots of clients, lots of family in Australia, and some of those areas winter can be quite brutal. So I hope. Oh, there's one. I hope some still lovely fall weather is happening before you go into June, July, and August, especially in Sydney and Melbourne and Adelaide, all those southern regions. Not so much in Brizzy and in Queensland, where wintertime is probably the best time there. Okay, because it's closer to the equator. Okay, so come on, posse of angels, jump, jump, jump. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, well, I hope you're enjoying beautiful spring weather, lovely flowers, and all the clients and people that I know over the east side, that humidity doesn't come in too quickly. Okay. I'm going to have to choose one. Okay, thank you. All right. First one comes out for us is self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of self-worth. Now, one of the things that they're saying is with the higher, elevated, heightened consciousness level that many of us have experienced in living in the higher dimensional frequencies, and with our bodies, the lightening of our bodies, the clearing, the letting go of all of this heaviness. Even if we didn't know that we were having it, there's going to be a self-confidence about us. They're saying it's like stripping away layers upon layers of they're showing me like wallpaper, instead of people, going into a house or an apartment and they want to put wallpaper, instead of stripping it away, the former tenants just kept plastering wallpaper upon wallpaper, but now we're stripping away all those lifetimes of wallpaper, anything left in our cellular memory, and the confidence, the shine, the radiance that's going to be coming out of us is going to be so palpable, and we're going to feel it within ourselves. The next one that's coming out is this one. And this one is the Tree of Life. True wisdom, making good choices in life. Okay. Well, there's one thing I know about the Tree of Life is that it's enlightening. It's enlightening us, and where we were very rooted only in the physical, with each rung of ascension that we've gone up, we've gotten closer and closer to Chokhmah and Bina, and I think the top is Keter, I think. Don't quote me on that. But more and more to enlightenment, and for us to be able to shine and radiate like the Tree of Life. There's going to be such vitality and such a renewed essence in us by the end of May going into June. And the next card is the sun. Well, I just spoke about radiance and brightness and shininess, and then the sun comes up. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. And it's interesting that in this card, it says, look closely at the seed pods in your golden basket. Are you afraid that some might bring you too much attention? Think about that. Think about that. Don't dim your light. If you are offered something, you still have your free will to say no. But the posse of angels are saying that when this physical incarnation is over and you stand before the etheric council, and they will say, why didn't you take this, which would have led to the fulfillment of your wishes coming true? Then you will have to answer them. And just know that more than the money, more than the fame, more than any material goods or anything, the thing that we regret most of all when we stand before the etheric council is not doing something when we were offered an opportunity. So, shine like the sun and radiate. And that's what this time is helping us to do. I hope all that's been helpful for you. Do remember the 25% off for all of my services, all of my Angel Healing House services, intuitive counseling, beautiful, wonderful, peaceful, tranquil, pain-lifting energy treatments, whether here in my office in Santa Monica, California, or online with distant healing, those past life clearings, those ancestral healings, twin flame energy reconnection, whether your twin flame is currently on the earth plane or not, all of those services, and of course angel readings, in depth, channeled from myself and my angelic family, the posse of angels. 25% off. Normally, initial sessions, $333. They're now down to $250. And returning clients, they're normally $222, but they're down to only $165. So get in. Know that these 25% off sessions must be paid for by May 31st, 2022, although they can be booked at a later date. Do call to take advantage. Do call Angel Healing House on 831-277-3716 Pacific Standard Time, or go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. Everyone, go out and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. I'm wishing you love and, as always, angel blessings. And I do look so forward to speaking with you again next week. Join me on YouTube for Tarot Tuesdays, a new series that I'm doing, which we speak about everything tarot. And then there's an in-depth tarot reading for the upcoming week. And then, of course, you can call in for free mini angel readings on my weekly Angel Healing House Blog Talk radio show at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursdays, every Thursday. So love and angel blessings to each one of you. Take care. Bye.